Hey y'all, I'm Melissa Guerra. I am the Kitchen Wrangler, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel where I have all of the best recipes from here in South Texas. Before we get started on our recipe, I have to give you a little Spanish lesson. The name of this dish is entomatada, which means a taco that has been doused in a tomato sauce. Now, we are all familiar with enchiladas, which is a taco that has been doused in a chili sauce. So this is almost the same thing, and we're gonna substitute a complete tomato sauce for that chili sauce. So you have enchiladas, which includes the word chile, and then you have entomatadas, which includes the word tomate or tomato. Now the sauce for these entomatadas can either be spicy or mild, but today I'm making a mild salsa because it is for the family. You have to make it mild when you're gonna serve the entire family. But I will also show you how to spice it up a bit. So the first thing that you need for your entomatadas is, what a surprise, tomatoes. And you need the best tomatoes that you can find because this sauce is just all about the tomato flavor. First, we need to wash the tomatoes really well, remove the stems. We're going to put them on a tray that has been lined with parchment. I want to roast the tomatoes a little bit so they get some extra flavor. So I've heated the broiler in my oven. We're going to line up all our little tomatoes on the tray, brush them with just a tiny bit of olive oil, and we're gonna pop them under the broiler for about, I'd say 5 to 7 minutes until they get some really nice little charred patches on them. Now we're not gonna eat the charred bits of these tomatoes, but it does give a little bit of flavor. So once the tomatoes come out from under the broiler, then it's very easy to remove the peel, and then we can cut them open and just cut away the seeds. Now don't worry if you don't get all the seeds. As long as you get most of them, you're doing fine. Once we've removed the peel and the seeds, we're gonna pop those tomatoes into a blender, and I'm going to add 1 to 2 cloves of garlic. I have a really monster-sized clove of garlic right here, so that's gonna go in, and I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper, and I'm gonna add some of the tomato juice that collected in my mixing bowl from where I was preparing the tomatoes. You need just a little bit of liquid to facilitate the blending, so the tomato juice is the perfect choice. Switch on your blender and puree until smooth. The last step of our tomato sauce prep is to saute and reduce it a bit to get some of the water out of the sauce because you want it to be nice and thick, but not so watery. We're gonna add some olive oil to a pan, heat it up just a bit, and then pour in your tomato puree. I'm gonna let it reduce for about 7 to 10 minutes, and I know it's at the right thickness when I can run a spatula across the skillet and I can just see the bottom of the skillet. And that is it for the entomatada sauce prep. This is a very, very basic entomatada sauce. You can always add some chilies to your pan when you're roasting your tomatoes and then just pop those into the blender with the rest of your sauce. You can also add a pinch of cumin. But I wanted to keep this sauce very, very basic and kind of a blank canvas because then you can be creative and you can make up your own entomatada sauce. Really for this sauce, I just wanted to focus on the amazing flavor of my really red ripe tomatoes. Now for the filling for my tacos in my entomatadas, I want to use chicken, and I had boiled some chicken earlier, and I'm going to use 2 forks to quickly shred the chicken breast that I'm going to use for my tacos. But this is one of those recipes that you can cheat a lot. If you have leftover chicken, fantastic. If you have a rotisserie chicken, fantastic. Just use that. As long as the chicken is cooked, it is a great candidate to use as an entomatada filling. And if you're vegetarian, you can definitely use whatever leftover cooked vegetables you happen to have on hand. I think chopped cauliflower would be amazing, chopped cabbage, sauteed potatoes, roasted eggplant. Any of those would be fantastic as a filling for your entomatadas, as long as they're cooked. All in all, you will need 1 pound or 500 grams of your filling, but you can chop, you can shred, whatever works for your type of filling, that is just fine. So let's take out half of the sauce that we reduced. We're gonna take half of it away, and then we're going to add our prepared filling. Whether you've chopped or shredded it, just add it to the pan of the tomato sauce, and we're going to fold it in and combine it very well. So that's it for our filling. The entomatada filling is ready. So we finished the sauce, we finished the filling, and now it's time to get to work on those corn tortillas. You can use homemade corn tortillas, but today I'm using store-bought. Easy enough. We're gonna warm those up on a griddle on the stove. You don't necessarily have to warm them up. It's not really cooking, but the warming up process helps make the tortillas just a little bit more flexible so that you can fold them in half very easily. Place your warm corn tortillas on the plate. Add just a bit of that wonderful filling that you just made. Fold over the tortilla, and then we're going to pour over the tomato sauce that we set aside earlier. So not only did we use the tomato sauce on top of the entomatada, we used it in the filling inside of the entomatada. So there's tomato sauce inside and outside of our little taco that we made. Next is my very favorite part, when we get to top our entomatadas. I have some queso fresco, a little bit of fresh cheese that I've crumbled. I've got some chopped cilantro, chopped radishes. Now, hear me out. If you are not used to having radishes on your tacos, it is the best ingredient ever. They're crunchy, they're a little bit spicy. I really recommend them, and they're super cheap too. I've got a few sliced onions that I'm gonna add to the top too, and some big old slabs of avocado. Now that I've got it topped, I'm gonna add even more toppings. I've got a little bit of cheese left, and I've got some more cilantro, and that is it for our entomatadas. Look how gorgeous those are. This is one of the best things about filming these videos, is when I finish, I get to eat what I prepared, and entomatadas are some of my very favorites. If you get the tomato sauce made ahead of time, these are really easy to put together at any time. And what I also like about the sauce, the salsa part of it, the tomato sauce, is that you can use the sauce on roasted meats, roasted vegetables. You can use it for different dishes. As long as you have a bunch of tomatoes, you are good to go. Don't forget, the recipe is on my blog. Thank you all so much for joining me here today to watch my recipe on entomatadas. And you know, whenever you have any requests for a recipe, you can message me at help@kitchenwrangler.com, or message me through Facebook, through Instagram, through YouTube, through TikTok, where else? Twitter. I'm everywhere, and I'm always looking forward to hearing from you. I'm Melissa Guerra. I'm the Kitchen Wrangler, and I'm looking forward to seeing you here at the ranch again soon. Bye now.